Hey, this is Tyler 4K Equipment, and today I'm going to show you how to do a site localization on Topcon Pocket 3D version 15. So we got our base up on our base post here. Everything's turned on. We got our rover up on our rover rod. Everything's locked in, tightened down and everything. And what I'm going to do is start walking over to the first control point that I'm going to be measuring. So I'll see you when I get there. Okay, now you can see I am at my first control point. And if we go down here, you'll see that we have our tip and our divot in this puck right here. Your control points could be rebar with a little divot in it. It could be a stake with a survey pin in it. It could be a whole bunch of different things, but this is just what we have out on this gravel lot here. And now I have my bipods. They're both stepped in. I would always step them in if you can, just so you never have to have this fall over. So another thing you want to check here is this level bubble. And basically how I look at it is this is the highest point wherever the bubble's at. So if we grab this rod and move it this way, it's going to start centering us. Then you basically want, when you're measuring control points, you want to make sure you're as level as possible. So that's looking pretty good. And now we're going to hop on the software here. So what we're going to do here is we're going to check our measurements for each control point. You at least want to do 60 seconds when you're out on site, and you want to shoot at least one control point each corner of your job. That's going to give you your best accuracy. Some people go for 90 seconds, some people go for 120. It's just kind of however much measurements you want to do, you're going to get more accurate. So, but the minimum is going to be 60. So let's tap tools here, and let's go to measure topo, then tap on control point. It's going to bring you to this page here, and we're going to click on options. It's on the right of that control. And it's going to say sample count. I'm just going to be doing 10 seconds. What you're going to want to do is right here, you're going to put in 60. I'm not going to be doing that. I'm going to just be doing 10 since this is an example. Now I'm going to hit apply. So it's going to say options applied successfully. So you can tap OK, then you can cancel out of this. So now your seconds or your measurement time should be set up to 60 or more. And you are good to start measuring in your first control point. And also, when you are measuring control points, you want to make sure you at least have 4 control points in each corner of the job that you can hit to get the best accuracy. A lot of people like to hit 5, 6, which it's going to make your tolerances better, which I recommend to do more than 4. But yeah, let's get started here. So to measure your first control point, hit data, control, then highlight the first control point that you're hovering over or that your rover rod is over. Tap edit. Go to this WGS 84. And I want you to select use horizontal localization and use for vertical localization. Then on the right middle of the screen, you'll see that location with the little signals coming out of it. I want you to click on that, and that's when it's going to start measuring in the control point. And by the way, when you are measuring, if this rod moves at all or anything, then you're going to have to remeasure it. So just make sure that your rod is completely stable the whole time your measurements are going, or else you won't have good tolerances. So we got this first point measured. I'm going to tap OK. It's looking good so far. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start running over to my second control point here. So I'll see you when I get there. So I am at my second control point here. My tip is in the divot. This rod is leveled out. Then I did step these 2 bipods in. So what we're going to do now is, since we're already at grav 2, since I know what control point it is, I can highlight it and start going. But if you don't know which control point at, you can just tap OK here, and you can zoom in and figure out what control point you're going to be hitting. So since we're at grav 2, I'm just going to go back to data, control, highlight my point and press edit. I'm going to go to the WGS 84, use horizontal, use vertical. I'm going to tap the little location with the signals coming out of it. And this is going to measure it for another 10 seconds. And each point you measure, it's going to make your sight get a little bit more accurate every time. Okay, so now we can tap OK. So this measured pretty good. Horizontal is 0, vertical is 0.025. That's pretty good. So now I'm going to start moving on to my third control point here. So I'll see you when I get there. So now we are at our third control point here. So as you can see, we have our rod in the puck right there. Everything's looking good. We got our rod all leveled out. So go ahead and highlight your third control point, tap edit, go to the WGS 84, use horizontal, use vertical, tap the little location guy, then let it measure in. Tap OK. So grab 3 is looking good. So we're going to start heading over to our last control point here. So I'll see you when I get there. Okay, so now we are on our last control point here. So just make sure you verify. As you can see, there's just a little tack in the ground with the divot in it. This is going to be a little bit different than the other ones, which is fine. Then we got our rod leveled out and everything. So yeah, just make sure you verify that every time before you measure your control point, because it does matter. So we're going to go back to data here, control. And also, if you want to just verify, you can go on your map here, 152nd new. So I'm going to go data, control, 152nd new, edit, go to the WGS 84, use horizontal, use vertical, tap the location. It's going to start giving you your measurements. So just let it measure out here. Also, just make sure your rod doesn't move, nothing like that. Then now we can tap OK. So looks like everything measured up pretty good. So this is a pretty good tolerance for what we're looking at right here. None of these are too high or anything. If they are too high, like if it's like a foot off or something, then you're either going to have to remeasure your control point, or the control point that you measured isn't the right one. There might be multiple ones there. So yeah, now you can just tap OK. And as you can see, there's a little plus guy on here. You start walking around and it will start telling you where you're at here. Yeah, no, that's how you do a sight localization on version 15 Pocket 3D. Thanks for watching.